Welcome everyone to this Monday Sidereal Astrology forecast for March 20th. So today we have the moon in Sagittarius, very different energy from last weekend. Last weekend was Ophiuchus and Scorpio. Maybe it was deep, maybe we were connecting to the deeper dimensions of life. But because of all that, we've opened up, and that's essentially what Sagittarius is about, is now going into the more open, free-spirited aspect of life, more expansive, perhaps a bit optimistic, and just seeing the big picture. So we could be feeling that today. That could be the theme of the day, accessing that spirit for life. Now, within that context, the sun, of course, is still in Pisces, Mercury and Venus in Pisces. So it is still a very dreamy time and very good for listening to that intuition, going within and getting in contact with that more receptive aspect of life. So today we do enter into the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, which does mean that this week, this early part of the week, we could be willing to take some action steps or some steps towards maybe some insights we've had maybe last week or maybe over the past few weeks. If there's been anything in particular you've been working on or thinking about or developing in your life these past weeks, this week we could be feeling like we want to take some action. We want to take those initial steps to maybe move some things forward with that. So the moon is going to be going over Saturn today, who has been slowly shifting into Sagittarius. And so with Saturn, we could be feeling quite reserved today, maybe quite practical. And that's essentially what Saturn and Sagittarius has been helping us do, is expand our horizons, but in a grounded and practical and disciplined sort of way. So I think it's good to do that today, to have both the reserve but also the open mind in terms of how things are expanding. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this in more detail. All right, so there it is, the moon shifting into Sagittarius, going over Saturn here today. So yeah, transformation is really the name of the game with this part of the sky. You know, you've got the galactic center, that giant black hole we've got in the middle of the galaxy, right in between these two signs. So when the moon goes over here, or any planet does, it's very transformational. So that's kind of what the theme is of the day. Transformed though, on the other side of the transformation, it's like the butterfly, where we're now we have that open view, that top-down horizon, and we're perhaps feeling a bit free-spirited there. So with the moon over Saturn, that's the reserve of the day. This is where our emotional body meets grounded, reserved, and practical Saturn. So with a conjunction, we could be feeling this very neutrally, wanting that reserve, wanting practicality. And anything that does require patience and discipline can go well today. And maybe we might be starting something that does require patience, discipline, and something in the larger term perspective. So with Saturn, I do want to talk about how Saturn has been shifting into Sagittarius. He's going to go retrograde pretty soon, April 6th, in Sag, then he'll go back into Ophiuchus. So he's only there, he's not even actually technically going to be in the constellation, as you can see if you looked at the actual stars, but he's going to get very close. Definitely a blend of energy between now and I would say the end of April. So with the blend, I think it's still very much about, building things in life that are truly meaningful to us and that truly matter. And that's what Saturn and Ophiuchus has been helping us do. But now with Sagittarius, and we've likely already been feeling this, is a lot of our structures are going through this transformation at the moment with Saturn over that galactic center. And it's slow because Saturn's a very slow moving planet, but through that transformation, now, and we are on the Sagittarius side of it with Saturn, now we're starting to see how these things that are possible in our life, these things that we're expanding towards, we can cultivate them with practicality, with discipline. So that's really the mesh here. Sagittarius is about expansion, Saturn is about contraction. So over the coming years, as Saturn transitions into Sagittarius, seeing both the possible and the practical, right? Expanding and then also putting in the discipline. And I think that's could be a theme of the day in some sense, starting off with the moon over Saturn. So that's the most important thing we've got in terms of the aspects. They're all lunar aspects today. There's that conjunction with Saturn. And I would say definitely for the bulk of the day, more and more of that free-spirited Sagittarius energy. with the moon there. Now there's the third quarter phase. So this is where we can challenge ourselves this early part of the week, maybe take some steps, initiate some things. It's not always active. For some of us, it's spirituality. For some of us, it's connecting to our home or our family or our health, more receptive things. But usually with the square, it's taking some sort of initiation, some sort of step. And I think today is an excellent day for that. All right, so that is the day generally. And of course, as a backdrop, we still do have all of this very Pisces energy. Very good for the intuition. Very good for getting maybe some R&R, just having a more receptive approach to getting things done. Venus is, of course, still retrograde, so we're still reconsidering a lot of the whole relationship things and perhaps values, reflecting on our values, what it is we truly value in life. And Mercury, maybe listening to our dreams, meditation, all of this type of stuff can really help us gain that insight with Mercury. And let's not forget, Mars is in Aries. So when it does come to taking action, when it does come to being independent and direct, this is very strong collectively for all of us. So it is an excellent time with Mars and Aries to initiate things, take some steps, and really cultivate those personal wants and needs of ours. All right. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you again for all of your support, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.